All right, we're talking about triads. This is lesson number 3 out of my book called Triads, and the link is in the description. I'm taking the suggestion of some of my subscribers. That is, why don't you shoot a video of each of your books, like through the entire book, so you can use the book along with the videos. So that's what I'm doing. I think it's a pretty good idea. If you're ahead of this, you may want to check out some of my other videos. But what I'm trying to do is build a firm foundation and give you a systematic way of practicing and understanding polytonality or chords, and also how to organize your fretboard. Okay, so far we've looked at C to F to C through the inversions, right? Up and down the fretboard, and so on. But now what we want to do is take a look at an F minor chord. Now, the reason I'm choosing an F minor chord is because it's one of the most common and one of the most nice, for lack of a better word, nice sounding chord progressions, right? You have this movement. So you have that from the F to the F minor, resolving to the 1 chord. And I thought that putting this here at this stage of the book would be a really good idea, because it would force you to make the change in a major chord that would create a minor chord, and that changes, you lower the 3rd degree of the chord. So in other words, F, A, and C, right? The A is the 3rd, 1, 2, 3, and you lower the 3rd to give you an A flat, and now you have an F minor chord. C, F, lower the 3rd of the F, and then resolve to the C. A major 3rd interval is a tone plus a tone. So a tone from F would be F to G, and then G to A is another tone, right? And that would give us the A note. A tone to, and then a semitone is 1 semitone smaller than the major 3rd, which would give us a minor 3rd. All right, on the outside of this chord, the outside interval in the major chord and the minor chord is still going to be a perfect 5th in root position. So perfect 5th. Okay, so there's only that 1 note moving to make it a minor chord. So now we're going to take that. I've just discussed that here. F, A, and C becomes F, A flat, and C. And when we play that chord progression, C to F, and then we lower the 3rd, we end up with an F minor chord, and then back to C. There are thousands of examples of the 4 minor chord, and too much to discuss here. But it doesn't matter what you listen to. You're going to hear that 4 minor. It's one of the most iconic chord progressions in the Western world. Okay, so let's take a look at the fretboard. So if we start with just the F minor chord, we end up with the first one on the 1st string set. That's F minor, and my 3rd is in the lowest voice in this case, and then we move up, and F minor, then F minor. Okay, now let's take a look at how that would look from the perspective of altering the F major chord. So the A flat is on the bottom. In the next voicing, the A flat is on the top. Because it's been inverted. The next voicing, the A flat is in the middle. And there's the A, the lowered, the A is in the middle, and there's the A flat lowered. And then we have a repeat at the top. All right, now we can do the same thing on the next string set. And the next string set. Each one of these is an F minor chord. Now, in your practicing, it's probably a good idea to immediately start putting the two string sets together. Or we could go, just try different pathways, right? And so on. So first string set, second string set, then to a new F minor. Right? So we have the second inversion F minor. You know, you could look at F like this, and then lower. And then F like this, lower. Okay, and then the F like this. And then F like that. F major, F minor, F major, minor. They're quite different sounding, even though you're just using the same notes. I mean, in terms of the inversions. All right, and then on the bottom, we have F, and then the A flat. Okay, and then the C. On the bottom, major, minor. Here we have the C and the F, and the A flat on the bottom. And then we have the C and the F and the A flat on the top. And then we have the F with the A flat in the middle. And then sort of in outer space, we have A flat on the bottom. Now, this is not terribly practical. It just fulfills the purpose of knowing that you've played them all, and you understand the process. Okay, next. The next page is an explanation of the 4 minor chord, which I'm not going to get into right now because we've already covered it a little bit. So now we get through the triads. So you've completed the triads in the key of C. You've, the C major triads, I mean, and then you've completed the F major triads, and you've gone across the fretboard, like doing this kind of thing in all positions. Now you want to do the same thing with moving to the F minor, C, F, F minor, and C. And then we go to C, F, F minor, C, C, F, F minor, C, C, F. And the trick is, as far as your ear is concerned, as I said at the top, the F chord and the C chord both have a C in common. So does the F minor. Right? Let's try that again in this voicing. Right? So the C is present. In other words, the root of the key of C is present in each one of these chords. That's an important distinction when it comes to chord progression. And the other thing that's moving here is that G moving to the A flat. And so you get this little chromatic movement. And these are the things that you should be able to hear. Don't listen to the chord in clumps, right? And don't listen to the or look at them, you know, just as visual representations of sounds. In other words, each one of them is a group of 3 voices, and those voices are moving in different directions or staying constant. If we're to look at that here, in this, there's my C, and if I do this chord progression, C, F, F minor, C, what's happening there is on the top. In the middle, I've got that movement, right? And there I have that movement. And if I put those 3 together, I can hear the movement on the top, the middle, and on the bottom. So it's like a little 3-voice choir when you're playing these triads, and that's important. Now, of course, the next step would be to do the same thing through each string set. Now, you can also do resolutions in different places. Let's say, so I'm resolving to the next inversion of the C chord, right? Next, let's try that here. And so on. You can also go. You can take other directions. How about this? C. And now all of a sudden this simple little chord progression moves all over the fretboard. You can move it up, you can move it down, you can resolve in place. It's just a real wonderful exploration opportunity, harmonic exploration opportunity. And as I mentioned in the previous video, these things you should do by building a systematic and progressive method whereby you can practice triads and understand triads and get them underneath your fingers. It'll completely open up the fretboard for you. It doesn't matter if you're single note line soloing. It doesn't matter if what style of music you're playing. These are foundational, and you just gotta know them. So the best way to learn them is many of you out there may practice scales, right, and go through your scale practice. I don't know how many minutes or hours a day. But I would strongly suggest to build the same kind of practice routine with triads. This is only one key, remember, that we're looking at. So you have to look at the same thing in all keys. If I were to just move to the key of G, you can see that, right, I'm using the same voicings as I did with the C major in the key of C major. So it'll just be the same voicings all over the fretboard except in different positions. Okay, that's it for triads, spelling the minor chord and building the 1-4-4 minor chord progression in the key of C major in all positions of the fretboard across the 4 string sets.